Among the millions watching President Obama's job speech tomorrow night will be millions of Americans, veterans, who are out of work. Joining me now is Congressman Jeff Miller, chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs. Chairman, I think a lot of our viewers need to understand exactly the unemployment rate. How many American vets are out of work, sir?
There's over 1 million now, and the number continues to grow. Unfortunately, we thought the number was going to level off, but there's no end in sight for the unemployment for our veterans.
And that rate, if I'm not mistaken, I've read somewhere where the rate is somewhere around 17 or 18%. Is that right?
It's very high for our returning Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Actually, the greatest number is over 30 to 65 years old. So, I mean, it is all across the board.
Why is that, Representative? Why are they having such a hard time finding work? Why aren't employers hiring these heroes?
Well, I think part of the problem with the folks that are returning today from Iraq and Afghanistan is that there are stumbling blocks for them. And one of the things in our VOW Act is to try to get states to open up and allow veterans who have been combat medics, aircraft mechanics, truck drivers, not to go through the long, laborious process of getting the educational certificates necessary in order for them to get to work as quickly as possible.
But is there some sort of pushback by private sector employers for returning military vets? Did they think there's some sort of post-traumatic stress syndromes that they're worried about? What is it? What are employers telling you?
I don't think so. No. I think some of it now may be guard and reserve because they're afraid they're going to be called up again. And in our VOW Act, we actually have some strengthening of the USERRA requirements now to make sure that people are not fired, that their jobs are kept open for them when they return. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that, people are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. They're trained to do things, but they may think that, hey, I'm just a gunner on top of a Humvee. What am I trained to do? Well, guess what? You're loyal, you're honest, you know what hard work is, you know what 24/7 work is, and that's what employers are looking for today. So part of the problem also is just getting the word out, and so we've got a job summit coming up next week here in Washington for veteran employment companies so that we can convince them that these are the right types of people for them to hire.
All right, Representative Jeff Miller, is there a website that people that want to hire a vet can find out where they can do that?
There are tons of websites out there right now, but probably one of the best one is monster.com, where they have actually partnered up with other veterans organizations, and they are providing an opportunity or an outlet for people to be able to look for jobs.
All right, fantastic. Representative Jeff Miller, Florida, thank you very much. By the way, everyone watching right now, if you're an employer, hire a vet first, will you please? All right, people out of work, what do we do? What do we want to hear tomorrow night? Juan, will this issue be addressed tomorrow night by the president?
It's one of the ideas that's on the table, Eric, is in fact to increase the idea that you would get a tax credit for hiring veterans. So that's one of the things that's being discussed. It's the question is exactly how extensive would it be and how long do you have to put it in place for, how much would it cost? But as of today, as we're talking, it's being considered.
What do you think, Tony?
Well, listen, that's only one part of the plan that the congressman was referring to, which has other parts to it. You heard about cross-credentialing, their skill sets from the military to the civilian sector, retraining, which clearly the military are already going to be a step above a lot of others as far as training is concerned, educational incentives. Unfortunately, I think the president, who likes to pick winners and losers often, and you see it with his corporate cronyism toward unions and GM and GE, he has to start picking veterans as that one group in America that does deserve our preferential treatment as far as its government is concerned.
Well, you can bet that the vets aren't taking the food stamps like some of the others. And also, maybe they should work on building the wall and border security because the president's talked about infrastructure projects, so perhaps that's one of them. But vets should get first.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And
put vets to work,
the other day, Obama said there are a lot of potholes and bridges that need to be filled and built. Why don't you hire vets to do that? That's a fantastic idea.
They can guard the border and we'll be in better shape. And they should get first priority no matter what.